Hi, it's John Robertson again, your volunteer librarian for Oscar. I am back with another short video. This time it's a response to something that Kevin Live put up. Basically, when we send something from our browser, it gets scaled down slightly because the browser puts margins around it. And the question was, is there a way that we can get rid of some of these margins to improve the size of the font so that we can see what we're printing and sending off a little bit better? And the answer is yes. It does depend a little bit on your browser, which one you have, how we do that. But we're going to have a look at both Firefox and at Chrome today. And we're going to basically just get rid of all of the margins. This will also get rid of the website for your version of Oscar, which is a good thing to get rid of so that people can't find out where your Oscar is from. So we're going to go into the day sheet. And there's nothing on my day sheet here today. I'm going to go up to these three horizontal lines, which opens up the menu. And I'm going to print an image of this day sheet. And when we print the image of the day sheet, we can see over here that it talks about page setup. I'm going to click on page setup, and the second tab here talks about margins, headers, footers. Now, before I changed this in my version, all of these margins were 0.5 of an inch. And I went around and I highlighted all of these. And if I type a 0 and then hit tab, it'll get me to the next margin. And I'm going to type a 0 and I hit tab, 0 again, 0 again. Okay, now all my margins are 0, not half an inch. And then we can go to the headers and footers and we can change them. Now, my headers and footers are all blank as I want them to be, but you can get a title, you can get the URL. That's the web address I was talking about before that points people actually directly to your server. We really don't want that on our pages, although it does show up in a lot of people's referrals, and we want to actually get rid of that. So if we go to the first one here, we can either use the drop-down list to select blank, or my shortcut is I just type that dash or negative, and that will get me a blank. And then I hit a tab, and that goes to the next line. So let's have a look, and let's put title in here, but I don't want title, so I'm just going to type the minus sign or the dash, and that will actually jump me to the blank. And then I can just tab through all of these. And if I'm hitting a dash all the time, it'll change it from whatever it is to the blank. And I'm just going to click on OK. And now I don't have any headers and footers. Whereas before, if, for instance, I had a title in the middle at the top, and I had the page number at the bottom right, and say my margins were half an inch, and then we clicked on OK, we would find out that we did have a title on here, and we have margins, and if we scroll down, there's a page number right there. Back into the page setup, margins, we're going to zero our margins out, and we're going to keep tabbing through and hit that minus sign or that dash and go down to OK. And now we lost the title, we lost all those margins, and we are using much more of the space on this page. That is basically how you do it in Firefox. Let's go now to Chrome, and let's go to the same page in Chrome. And let's go over here. Instead of the 3 horizontal line, we've got 3 dots. So we're going to click on the 3 dots. We're going to go to Print. And this looks slightly different when it comes up. But if we go down here to More Settings, we want to change our margins. Now, that's a default margin, but we can change it to none. And you can see it went right out to the edges. Or we can change it to minimum, and that gives a very narrow margin. And then we can scroll down, and normally it gives you a set of headers and footers, and you don't really choose what you want in your headers and footers. It just gives you a set of them. So that's usually automatically checked for you. We don't want that, so we're going to uncheck it. Once you've done that, it will stay that way. And then in future, when you go to print from Chrome, you're going to have either minimum margins or none, and you're going to not have any headers and footers. And that is basically a quick way to get rid of the extra stuff around the edges that you don't want, and to have more room for what you're printing. And we're done. Hope that was helpful for you.